Bacala, and Manila, and now I'm in San Francisco, SFO. In fact, I'm in one of these club lounges because I got a bunch of these credit cards that I never use, and so you get these like access to the different It's a nice club lounges though, man, because they have like free food and they have like full bars. So if you want to go to the bar at like 7 in the morning, you can drink yourself to death, whatever you want to do. I mean, it's all there for you. Not really my thing, but I was reading though that like one glass of red wine a day, supposedly after age 40, they say that's actually healthy. I don't know if that's true, but who knows? I'm just assuming there's not a lot of sugar in it, but yeah. But I enjoyed my flight, man. I usually sleep on those flights, like if I fly overnight or something, but surprisingly, I didn't sleep that much. And I got one of those new neck pillows, but it cost me like, I don't know, 2,300 pesos or something, man. I had to go to the mall, dude, to get like a neck pillow. It's crazy. But anyway, yeah, that was more than I thought, but not really sure how people can afford neck pillows like that, but that's the thing. Anyway, it's an air one, so you blow into it, and it's like you can keep it in a small compartment type of thing. But I don't want to be too loud because I got people around me, and it's like first thing in the morning, so I don't want to be like too obnoxious. But anyway, yeah, man. I'm big on those neck pillow things. I think they're great. One of my favorite things ever. Not really, but anyway, so we're approaching wintertime, folks, and it's getting colder and colder, okay? And it's just going to be cold on the road, and that's the way it goes. There's not much you can really do to change the weather, so you just kind of have to embrace it, man. Even though I don't like cold, I think most people probably don't like really cold weather, but I imagine there's some people that do. So I think when people say they love the rain, I mean, do they really like it? I don't know. Maybe they just have to deal with it. Who knows? I just wanted to share that with you, just in case you were wondering, but I can't even believe how many islands are there, man. I think there's like 7,000. Or is it 3,000? There's so many islands in the Philippines. Like, you could spend your lifetime just trying to travel that country alone, right? Endless places you can go. It's crazy. But a lot of those islands must be like uninhabited, so to speak, right? Like really, really small islands. But yeah, it's crazy, man. I used to know that stat. It's either 3,000 or 7,000, but it's like, it's a lot. So there you go. Lots of little islands. Oh my God. It's incredible. Cheers. I guess somebody had some like medical issue on the plane, so they had to get, I guess, take them out on a stretcher or something. So they were the first to get off. A lot of people were impatient, but it's kind of like when there's a traffic accident. Like, you know, people are annoyed because they have to sit in traffic, but then you forget there's like a human being that's suffering, and there's probably like, you know, something really important going on. But you know, life's hard, man. I mean, we tend to get preoccupied. Everybody has to work hard. There's stress. You know, this is like the Western world, man. Okay, there's no escaping the matrix. This is life here. We work hard. Some of us get ahead, some of us don't, and that's life, right? So there you go. Anyway, whoever's there, I appreciate it. I was gonna make a new update, a new video today, because kind of just got kind of getting into it lately for some reason. Kind of been enjoying making videos again. Gotta dig deep sometimes, you know, like dig deep into the consciousness. Hey, Kirby, thank you for that. I appreciate that. But anyway, this club lounge is packed, man. I mean, there's like tons of people here, dude. It's like six in the morning, dude. And I guess people got a lot of flights, man. So they're like, hey, we got to show up to the club lounge and eat breakfast, man.
I might go at 11.
Hey, Tangerine, thank you for that. Smash that like button for me if you could. Oh yeah, so I watched the last Mission Impossible movie. I thought it was really good, actually. Tom Cruise is like 63 years old. I mean, the guy, he's in excellent shape. He still hangs off airplanes. He just like the guy's crazy, man. Yeah, Tom Cruise is like the real deal, man. He's no like Hollywood pretty boy, right? He's like a real legit stunt man, dude. Yeah, Tom Cruise isn't playing around, man. That dude jumps off of buildings, hangs off airplanes. I mean, he's hardcore, man. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate that. Yeah, I just got the SFO. So I'm in San Francisco International Airport. So if you're in the airport, just come by the club lounge and we can do a meet and greet. And there's about 100 people in this lounge right now, so try not to be too loud. People are still waking up. I've been flying all night. Anyway, what was I saying? I had a point to all this. Geo arbitrage, right? Okay, so yeah, more and more people, as we know, I know Alex talks about this too. More of the middle class. I feel like I'm seeing more and more foreigners too in the Philippines, right? The more I go there, because I've made numerous trips. Like I think this is my 16th trip, and I've seen more women, like retiree Caucasian like white women in the Philippines, right? And that kind of threw me off, right? But yeah, they're going there. So there you go. They're going to the Philippines. Yeah, it's like seeing an aunt there or something, or like your grandmother, and I'm like, oh, they're they're going there now, man. And yeah, it's just I was talking about the tipping point, right? Because they always say the Filipinos, they welcome, Americans and Europeans, and they love everybody coming to their country, and it's open arms, it's friendly, it's smiles, and then one day they're just going to hate us suddenly. No, I'm just joking, but you just wonder, right, if there's going to be a point to where we overstay our welcome. Because for certain types of travelers, I know the mentality of some of my fellow countrymen, right? And too many of certain attitudes in those countries could definitely build like a resentment. And so those smiles could turn to frowns one day. Hit that like button for me, please. Don't make me beg for it. I'm just joking. It's ridiculous. Dude, I'm flying to Denver, and then I'm flying to like North Dakota or something, man. And even I'm in Manila, like checking out. They're like, "Where's your final destination?" I'm like, "Hey, man, I'm going to like Fargo, dude." Nobody even knows where the hell that is. I don't blame them, but the funny thing about Fargo is I thought it was like one of these cookie cutter, like American type of little cities, where it's all, I don't know, just really low key, nice place to live. Dude, the crime rates in Fargo over like the recent years, maybe the past 7 years, maybe, it's like a lot of drama, dude. Like legit crimes in Fargo these days. I mean, it's not as bad as like Detroit or Chicago, but like it's actually like kind of dangerous. Fargo. Oh yeah, up in Fargo, like gang banging, hardcore shit going up in Fargo. No, I'm just joking, but You just never know. You never know what you're walking into, right? But but hey, let's do what we've always done over the centuries. Let's just demonize the developing countries and talk about how bad they are. No, I'm just joking. Well, it's us versus them, right? That's how we, we need to find villains. What's the point of that whole like love and peace thing, right? No, we need enemies, dude. So if you don't have any enemies, they just make some up. I'm just joking, but why complicate life more, right? Maybe that's part of the retirement thing, right? It's not just sort of like, oh, I can afford to sit around and drink alcohol and do nothing all day. It's more, maybe it's deprogramming from everything you've been through in life. Yeah. That word deprogram usually carries like a negative connotation, but it's usually like related to extremism, quote unquote, but I just always thought that was a relative concept. Kayla says, are you flying to the U.S.? Yeah, I'm in the U.S. I just got here. Thank you, Tangerine. Thanks. Yeah, we're in SFO now. Artie says, nice to see you here, Captain. Thank you very much. So if you happen to be in the airport today, just go ahead and stop by and we can have some milk and cookies. And if you want, you can go to the bar back there and get some red wine. I was looking for a place to seat and then I realized that the bar's stacked up this morning, I guess. So, get started early, folks. But I was talking about that. I was talking about, alcohol and expats, right? Dude, I swear, I think, like, alcohol, and this is just my opinion, obviously. Don't take everything I say as facts. Do your own research. I think alcohol is one of the worst drugs in human history, dude. Okay? I mean, I just can't figure it out. Like, what positive thing comes from alcohol? So I'm on the airplane, or the aeroplane, as they call it, and I started reading about red wine. You heard of, like, red wine, right? And apparently there's something about red wine that's, like, healthy for you. And they say a glass of red wine is supposedly healthy for adults over 40 years old. And I thought, all right, well, whatever. But it has to be like the good red wine, not like, I don't know, the cheap one you'd buy at the local liquor store. It can't have like a lot of sugar in it or whatever. But anyway, aside from that, yeah, I don't know, man, there's just nothing good that comes from it. Yeah. Anyway, nobody asked, but I was just... It was a short holiday, Kayla, and the reason why is because we're at a time in life to where we're really trying to maximize something called compound interest, okay? Now, compound interest doesn't really, you don't really think about it unless you have X amount of dollars. It doesn't really matter, right? Because most people will think like, oh, interest rates, who cares, right? It doesn't really matter. But it does eventually. And if you plan on living into your 90s or plus 100, I think the 40s are a really critical time in your life to stack that extra dough. It's true. It's true. I had an uncle who passed away recently, and he was like 96. But he did really well, He was a fighter pilot in World War II. This guy was hardcore, man. Johnny, man. And he lived on his own, took care of himself, took care of his family, and he was a hardcore dude. But I don't think he smoked and drank. He used to smoke a tobacco pipe, I guess, but I don't know if he inhaled. I don't know, but he smoked. But old Johnny there, I don't think he was a big boozer. But anyway, he lived a long time. So my point is that we got to take care of ourselves, folks, because life is precious, man. You know, like we have like organs inside your body, right? We have like this heart, right? And like everybody's heart is going to go out eventually, so you realize that thing like keeps you together. It beats like ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. It's delicate, man. Like we never know what's going on inside our bodies, right? So take your vitamins, say your prayers like Hulk Hogan says, and we just got to do this, guys. We got to... I think the exercise is a really big deal, too. And I don't know if it's like a cultural thing, but we seem to kind of downplay the role of exercise, right? You'll hear people say stuff like, "Well, if you just diet, you don't have to exercise," and it's kind of BS-y because it's just like, I mean, everybody should exercise, right? Now, I get it. We all have different genetics. Not everybody's going to look like Hercules. Not everybody's going to be an athlete, but you can still like walk, right? Even just basic walking can do miracles for some people. Alex says wine consumption is dropping among young people, and young people have less disposable income than the previous generations. Yeah, well, I mean, I believe it. What was that thing you were saying? I got a short of it, and you said they actually have payment plans now. If you order fast food or like want to get a pizza and you can't afford it, you can make payments to get a pizza to feed your face. Processed food to feed that face. You can get payment plans on it. Whew. Cheers. This is orange juice, by the way. I spilled it. I just legit spilled that on the table. It's really embarrassing, actually. So, Alex, are you going to work today? What time is it here? We're in the same time zone, right? You're in California? What day is it today, anyway? Today's, oh no, today's Saturday, isn't it? Yeah. I forgot to ask the company, but I'm going to see if they can reimburse my flight. I'm just going to like print out the receipts and be like, oh, I forgot. Can you just maybe try to... This is what it cost me to come here. And I'm going to have the flights from like Bacolod to Manila to San Francisco to Denver to Fargo. And maybe they're going to pay for all of it. Probably not, but we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll just throw a fit and I'll say, you know what, I'm just going to leave. No, I wouldn't do that. But that would be funny, wouldn't it? Maybe they'll cover part of it. Who knows? I forgot to ask, though. Hey, Officer Expat. Good to see you, sir. I just thought about you, actually. I was in the, what do you call it? What's it called? Immigration. You know, when you check in, when you come into the country. What's it called? I just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. Anyway, there was this dude there. Like he was like 6'4", and I forget what he was talking about, but I was like, I don't know why. It just came to my mind for some reason. And for a second, I thought that was you. I was like, is that Officer Expat? And I was like, no, there's no way. He's like over somewhere else right now. He's in Washington, D.C., man. Geo North says, did you fly business class? Why is everybody asking me if I fly first class? It's like, is that the big deal? Is it? I don't know, man. I get that question a lot for some reason. Is it? I mean, look. I don't. No. The answer is no. By the way, I didn't. No, I did the poor man's first class, so there was nobody sitting next to me, and so I had like an extra seat next to me. So that was pretty nice. So I got to kind of like splawl out. Like, Geo North says, I just can't do economy. Sitting next to the same, quote, dirty person for 14 hours is too much for me. Well, are they always dirty? I mean, is that... Or do you just regard all people in economy as dirty? I mean, what are you talking about? That's pretty funny, though. Jeremiah says, I think a lot of these experts will splurge on business class, quote, because I don't want to be sitting so close to other people for What's with all you guys in this first class, business class flying to the Philippines thing? I mean, God. I mean, aren't those like $3,000 tickets compared to like $700. No, and I get it. Like most of you expats saying that are clearly millionaires, dollar wise. So I understand the position you're in, but it just seems unnecessary to me. That would be nice to lay down, though, wouldn't it? To actually lay down. Yeah, $5,000 to lay down. I drive trucks. You know, People seem to forget that I drive long haul, so I'll be driving like 9, 10, 11 hours a day, every day. So by the time I get on the aeroplane, I could be sitting in the cargo underneath the plane. For me, that would be luxury. So, yeah, I don't get too like, oh, I'm gonna go be on a truck for months and then spend $3,000 on a ticket. I don't know. It's not really my deal. Yeah, but it sounds nice. Nice seats, huh? Nah. I mean, I still take the tricycles. I still ride the bus. I do all that. Hey, Sharon, thank you. I'll do all that, folks. Because Captain Trucker, I'm a man of the people, okay? So, I want to be with the people. Man of the people. No, it's funny I say that, though, because I was... I was with my friend when I first came here, like 7 weeks ago. And I just got off the airplane and we were going to the bank. And, we were in a good spirits and a good mood. And I walked into the bank like in this kind of like, I don't want to say ghetto neighborhood, but it was whatever, it was like kind of this low-income urban type of neighborhood. So I go into the bank and there's like 10, 15 people in the line. And the line was too long, right? And it was just taking me out of my vibe. And I was like, oh man, I really don't want to stand here. And I left, and I needed to get the money, but I didn't want to stand there in line because I thought the people in the line were suffering too many mental afflictions, and I was worried that like it would somehow, it would they would try to jump onto me, like, spiritually, and so I didn't want to deal with it at the time because I was in a really good mood, and so I thought, you know what, I'm not going to stand here in the line with these people, not because I'm like better than them, because I'm not. Well, I don't know, but no, I'm not saying. I'm just joking. No, it wasn't because of that, but it was just a vibe. It was too, like everybody in the line they were on this thing where, life was really hard and the common afflictions of the, lower middle class of Americans, and they got to pay their interest and pay the rent, and life's so hard. It was that kind of thing. I just wasn't digging it. And so I left. I walked out of the bank. My friend was like, "What?" He said, "I drove you all the way here, and you just left." And I said, "Listen, man, I can't do it." And so we circle the block, and we come back to the bank, and he couldn't believe that I did that. And so then he pulls the car over. This is like San Francisco, man. There's like nowhere to park. Everywhere's busy. And so he was just really entertained by the fact that I did that. So he wanted to go see why it was such a big deal. So we go back into the bank, and he's looking at me, and he's looking at the people in line, and he's like, what, you can't do this right now? And I said, I'm just not feeling it, man. I can't stand there for 20 minutes like this. I was like, I worked too hard for this. I've been here in this vibe. I get it. I'm not judging them. I just don't want to deal with it right now. I want to do something else. Let's get the money later. And so we left again. And that's what he said to me. He goes, I thought you were a man of the people. And I said, I am a man of the people, but I'm on vacation right now. And I don't want to deal with this. Let's go stand in line for 20 minutes at the bank and pay our rent type of thing. I don't know. It was just moving too slow. Dude, there was something about that city too, man. I'm telling you, man. The Bay got really hostile the past 10 years or so. It had problems like 17 years ago, but it got more, I don't know what it is, man. Officer Expat says, and Sharon, why did you retract your message? I didn't get to read it. I apologize. Geo says, Geo Northo says, I get your point. It would be kind of weird if you were working that hard and then popping down all that money to fly out there. It's kind of for those that have investments in stock. No, I mean, that's another ignorant thing to say, too. It, that's not the point. I have investments in stocks. I'm just saying I don't need to do that. Like, I'm not that soft to where it's going to increase the value of my life to fly first class versus whatever coach. Half the world is looking for clean water. And with or without the money, I'm going to save the couple extra $1,000. You know what I mean? But yeah. Anyway, there's a lot of See, this is the shit I have to deal with. These kind of comments. Officer Expat says, I'm friends with many, quote, materialistic expats who love first class, etc. But they always want to split the check to exactly what they got and never tip. Yeah, then there's that. I don't know. I mean, hey, go for it, you know. Go for it. Jeremiah says, I think a lot of people in your community are wealthy with a lot of stocks. So everybody and their mother now has like a brokerage account, right? So you get a lot of retail investors. It's been changing in recent decades. So the bar to enter, invest in, and all that, it's anybody, and a lot of people do it now. But it's still the same old game. It's still like, a lot of it's temperament and patience and common sense and long term. But what's probably happened is you get a lot more people gambling and stuff like that. Tita says, thank you, Tita. Watching from Kuwait. Wow. No, it's not offensive. You're missing the point. It's not offensive. It's ignorant. But it just is. Well, no, but it's true because it's the perception is true because, I mean, historically, even working class truck drivers and people, I guess they are not known to be savvy Wall Street investor type of guys, but God, I knew guys like GP Transco, man. I mean, they were loaded. I mean, loaded, and they were like big. They were investing in all these dividend stocks and ETFs and stuff, man. I mean, they had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars invested, and they were still working as truck drivers. So, again, a lot of it's just social signaling. You can really do well in the blue-collar world and make significant middle-class income. And, like with anything, whatever you save, whatever you invest, it's what you can make it work. Like, I think even Jeremiah made a comment like that on the channel recently. He said something like, oh, I thought because... Well, but he's right, though, because, like, I was reading like the median amount of truck drivers, their net worth, even in their 40s and 50s, it's not that high because like them and others, they just get caught up in whatever, consumerism, just life here in America is expensive, man. But my point is that there's always ways to get ahead, And I'm not saying that like I'm the shining example of all this, but you'd be amazed what you can do in just 5 or 6 or 7 years. Yeah. It's true. Scott Norris says, I'm not sure. Uh, Artie says, as a trucker, how much do you receive in a month, Captain? Well, it just depends on how much you work. Depends on, the niche that you're in and all that. I mean, you can look it up. It's, you know, just depends. But, Alaska's becoming more and more of an attractive option, I think. All right, let's change the subject. Should we talk about something else? Or should I stop talking altogether? What do you guys think? Oh, thanks for that, Tita. You didn't have to do that, but that's nice of you. Keep your money, please. Officer Expat says, I have an idea. Why don't we talk about the wild and wonderful Dumaguete? Dumaguete. I've only been there a select number of times. Maybe once. No, I thought it was a nice little spot. Oh. I think Alex left the room, but he has a lot of experience in that city, that part of the town. No, it's not. That's not offensive, Gio. I hope I can be blunt sometimes. Yeah, I can be blunt sometimes myself. That's true. Maybe we should go sit at the bar. What do you guys think? Oh, Alex is still here. Alex says, Eastern Dreamer says, I lived in Dumaguete for about 8 months. Well, Officer Expat wanted to do some commentary on Dumaguete, and I thought, well, if Alex is still here, he can offer some insights, maybe. I thought it was a solid place. And I also agree that there's there's also negative, what do they call it, negativity biased, to where, you hear about the one bad event when there's 10 good events. It's like the nature of news, right? Negativity gets polarized and blasted out there, right? But there's plenty of positive stuff too. Nobody knows the populations of any of these places either, by the way, with regards to like foreigners, tourists versus expats, long-term stays. No, it kind of blows my mind how it's. I get so many different. What do you call it? Numbers. Like I was reading somewhere that they were guesstimating that there's like, 5, 6, or 7,000 foreigners in Dumaguete, but nobody knows because you don't know if people are in that country on a tourist visa versus SRRVs, long-term stays, blah blah blah. Because people travel, right? Like especially in retirement. So you could stay there on a tourist visa and stay there for years. But it wouldn't be put on the books necessarily. They wouldn't count you as like a resident or whatever. I'm not sure. Something like that. But anyway. Well, let me ask you, Alex, how many... I was reading the population. What's the population of Dumaguete? It's like 100,000 or something. How many foreigners do you think are there at any given time, whether they're visiting or live there? It's hard to say. When I say foreigners, I'm referring to Americans, Europeans, anybody from outside the Philippines. That wasn't really the question, though. That was just something I brought up. Sorry. I'm going to grab some orange juice. Okay. Oh, I love this orange juice, man. This is incredible. Look at this orange juice. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Yeah, but I've been kind of appreciating the channel more these days too. I think I went through a period like, last year where I was a little bit, for like a number of months, I got a bit jaded, but kind of coming out of that now. I was talking about that, it's hard to just go all in on anything in life, being 100% enthusiastic every single video, every single time, pumped up like it's the last message on earth type of urgency and excitement. It's hard to do that sometimes. But that's the fun about real life channels too, is you get to see the worst and the best of people. Okay. Yeah, that's what I guess too. You say it's around 5,000 people, foreigners. New guys show up, some guys pass away, some guys move on, and some guys never grow up. How about that? Alex was talking about the Peter Pan mentality of some expats. I've kind of developed a more empathetic, and I'm not saying you're not empathetic. So you are empathetic. I'm saying I've been developing a more empathetic thought towards even some problematic expats, right? And Sir Sean Connery was talking about this, not that, but he said that as you get older, and like really older, like 70s, 80s, he said you almost become like more like immature in some ways, like just in a sense. He's like, well, even in your 70s, you tend to become more like a baby, like you need to be taken care of, like you need like assistance. It's like funny, but it's not funny. But in a way, I suppose that's true, maybe, right? Because think about like cognitive decline and stuff, and you go through life and you're just tired of all the same bullshit over and over again, and just all the stress and this and that, and like you almost, maybe you do want to develop, like they want to develop this Peter Pan mentality, and like I just want to be a kid and be happy again, and I don't know, right? You get more wisdom, but maybe in some ways you just regress. Maybe that's the better word. Excuse me. Yeah, regress. I like that. But yeah, anyway, I wasn't juxtaposing or contrasting messages. I'm plenty critical. You just go through my portfolio of work. There's plenty of times I've been, critical or whatever. But even as I age, because I'm about 57 right now, I lose my patience sometimes. I get tired, and I'm like, geez, what's this going to be like when I'm 70, 80, right? So I'm kind of saying, hey, we really got to get our health in order, guys. Leo DiCaprio says, how much was the lounge pass? It just came with my credit card. I got a bunch of credit cards I don't use, but this one's the United Explorer card, and they give you sometimes free lounge passes. Uh, yeah, so that's always fun. Oh, there's more space. I'm gonna go sit over there. Yeah. But I was reading the fine print on these lounge passes, and I think you're only supposed to come in like 3 hours before your flight. But they made an exception for me since I flew in from the Philippines, and so I was like, can I just sit here for 12 hours? I got all these layovers, dude. Oh man. Ben Dow 7. Welcome. Although I gotta say, I think I've flown a lot of major airlines going overseas, Philippines, right? I've done, what do you call it? China Airlines, China Eastern or Eastern Airlines? What's it called? China Eastern, I think. Japan Airlines, Emirates, United, obviously. What are the other ones I did? Yeah, Japan Airlines, China Eastern, China Airlines, United. I can't remember the other ones. There's another one I did. Oh, EVA. Yeah, EVA Airways. That's one. Yeah, I'm not gonna support that kind of. I mean, don't just like bash other vloggers. It's like I don't know the man. The other thing I was telling somebody else that is they seem to think that like all these vloggers know everybody and that they're somehow interconnected, right? Like, dude, like the person that you were just bashing, I've seen like 3 of his videos. Okay, like all those guys in Dumageddon. I'm not saying this like I'm too cool for their channels or I don't watch their channels. I'm just telling the truth. I'm not even gonna. I wouldn't comment anyway if I could or wanted to, but I don't actively watch them. Just indifferent. It is what it is. But I don't really have any strong opinions on what they do because I don't know to pass judgment on them so harshly like some people do. That's the other thing about the whole trolling thing is interesting, right? Because it's like, I think sometimes we have this cancel culture mentality with regards to trolls. Like any type of criticism, we're automatically like, oh, I don't want to listen to that. Block them, ignore them. But some people just do that if they don't want to hear criticism, right? And so that's kind of BSy too. Like you'll notice I'll leave comments up frequently that are critical or rude or whatever, because I don't, But if somebody's like straight hateful, like if they're carrying hate, if you get like the vibe like a serial killer sent you a comment or something, and they don't reply to comments if you try to engage them, those are the ones I delete. Not the serial killer ones, I'm saying. Just people that are straight hateful. That's what I consider trolling. But I don't get a lot of those, fortunately. But anyway, my point is that some of the people that are so consumed with people that they criticize and hate, it's like, why do you watch them if you hate them so much, right? That's a whole other subject, but it's, if somebody's not good for your mental health, it's probably not a good idea to listen to them, listen to their videos or watch them and all this stuff. For those out there that are obsessed with people they hate, I guess, right? It's like, why do that to yourself? Yeah, I don't. But what's your point though, Northcote? Like, why are you showing up on this channel and saying like, why do you think that I'm okay with that? I don't even know the man, and like I said, I've seen like 3 or 4 of his videos. So why are we? You know what I mean? Like, why don't you go call him and tell him that? But you can say anything you want. That's fine. Well, yeah, but see, Alex is an exception though, because he's one of the few vloggers that probably knows many other vloggers. Not many people do that. They're usually kind of just wrapped up in their own thing. Maybe those crews in Dumageddon are different though. Maybe they do kind of smaller thing. I don't know. Maybe they know each other. Officer Expat says, off-topic question, do you feel you have less interest in making friends with the average American person in modern 2025 times? I feel less and less interested after traveling more and more. I think, for me, the whole, I think it's a natural evolution of a man's life. And I think we have a disillusioned idea of friendship, maybe, because I think in reality, it's more, that was pretty loud, sorry. Most men have like family or their career and stuff, like most healthy men, right? And there's not a lot of time to be hanging out at the bar, to be Mr. Popular, to be friends with everybody. It takes a lot to be a friend, dude. I don't mean like having acquaintances or just talking to people, giving friendly advice. I don't know, maybe someone you have coffee with, even like somebody at the gym maybe you train with. I guess you could call that a friend, sure. But it's not that I have less interest, it's that it's just I kind of get into the people that I'm around. So I'm not even sure that it can just be a lot to take on, It can be a lot to take on. It can be a lot to take on. I think something I've observed, Officer Expat, is the when people talk about having friends and I think it's more like people want to be accepted in a group of peers that have like similar interest or whatever, right? And they want to be accepted and supported. I find that more to be the case. You know what I mean? Like it's more of a support thing, like maybe a validation thing, like, oh, I'm friends with this person, like, he's cool with what I do, he supports me, we're part of the clique. It's kind of that kind of thing, which is fine. I think it's just more about circles and cliques type of thing, you know what I mean? It's kind of a lot of self-interest too. Like people want, friendships because it supports like something about, people are focused on their work and stuff, and they need, you know what I mean? And they say if you've had like 3 or 5 people that you've known for like what, 15, 20 plus years, like that's actually rare, they say. Like you're doing good if you can have that, they say, even if that's the case. But, yeah. And boundaries, I mean, it's like I've had to learn about boundaries in life too, man. It's like you can be friends with someone that you've known for even a long time, and you start hanging out too much. You see ugly sides to people's characters, or you get on each other's nerves or something. I mean, that shit happens too. Um, you know, but that's really also why men we're just we can't be living together like in a college dorm type of thing, right? Especially as like 30, 40, 50-year olds. Just doesn't work, you know? And men are territorial, they're possessive, they're weird. They, and yeah, but like I said, I think a lot of it, you know, and I would imagine this also more in social media too. It's just being accepted into different groups, into different circles. They're not. It's more like acquaintances, like I said, like contacts. Oh, this guy lives in this neighborhood and he does this for work, and he's interested in living in this country. Like that's the basis of our friendship. It's that kind of thing. Just real casual, loose social connections, but yeah, that's true. I mean, it says expats are used to being judged, so it's nice to be around people who don't judge them. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's yeah. I think I'm developing more. I don't know, man. Maybe empathy and all that comes more with age. I think life just humbles people. It's easy to be, self-righteous in life because it's like, well, I didn't, you know, it's such a true thing though, like self-righteousness, not necessarily like God's righteousness or they even say that in the scriptures, right? It's like there's self-righteousness and then there's God's righteousness. Yeah. It's like, well, I've done some crappy things in my life, but I never did what he did. He's the worst. Yeah. But yeah, I would imagine they get judged a lot. And that whole judgment thing, a lot of it's probably just subliminal or unspoken. Officer Expert says, damn, Professor Trucker, I didn't think my question would generate this much insight thought. Well, that's what this channel started out as, man. This was and is, I thought, a deeper channel. And I wanted to always make it meaningful and speak from the heart. And I still think that's the best way to do this thing. Because otherwise, what are we doing? We're wasting each other's time, right? I mean, we can all, and yeah, but anyway. But anyway, alcohol sucks, and alcohol's the worst drug in human history. That's my point. Let's go get some red wine. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They're saying like a glass of red wine is supposedly healthy for men after 40. So go figure. Man, I love training though, man. I really do. I've been doing a lot of training recently, man. It's like, but I'm big on, what I started doing, man, that really is good for kind of mixing it up and because a lot of us get stuck in routines, of course, especially people that are into training and exercise, and your body gets used to that. And so you got to always find creative ways to shock the body, to shock the mind, to challenge yourself, blah, blah, blah. So, actually, there was. I'll give credit to another vlogger right now who's no longer out there, but Jay's Philippines. He hasn't. I don't know where he went, but he's a Dumagetti vlogger. He hasn't posted a video in like 5 months. He planted the idea and got me thinking about sprinting, right? Because I used to run marathons and I do casual jogging, you know. But he pointed out to me, he's like in his Kentucky, he's like, yeah, man, you got to sprint, you know. And I was thinking like, oh, I was like, damn, that big guy's right. So I started like practicing like 100-meter sprints. Anyway, so what I would do is, I'd be doing my weight sets, trisets. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Supersets and trisets, back, chest, or whatever. And then on the second or third set, I would just sprint as fast as I could for like 100 meters, right? Take a little minute break, rinse and repeat. Another 2 or 3 sets, sprint 100 meters. Yeah, do that for like an hour. It's gonna really challenge your body, dude. And it would like burn fat, dude, like the same day. Like, I mean, it would like legit, because the sprinting spikes your human growth hormone naturally, and it boosts testosterone. Sprinting, okay? Running as hard and fast as you can just for 100 meters, right? It's like, what is that? It takes like 20 seconds, something like that, less than 20 seconds. But you go all out, right? It's that explosive, stuff, man. It's like, it shocks the body, man. It's great. And, but for the life of me, I couldn't figure out why I never really did not do that in the past. I mean, I would run fast, in intervals, but I never practiced like 100-meter sprints. So, shout out to Jay's Philippines, because he gave me that idea, and he was right, Anyway. Johnny says, to an alcoholic, it's all bad. What, alcohol? Well, I think, I'm not even sure there's anything health-wise positive that comes from alcohol. I don't know. CrossFit and functional stuff like gymnastics, Yeah, it's good stuff. And I was doing it on the beach too. Except there I would sprint on the sand for like 100 meters and then swim back and then do it again, swim back, do it again, swim back, do that like 8 times, 10 times. Incredible. All the lower back pain or just stiffness from not stretching, which I should be. I used to do like yoga and stuff, but anyway, dude, all the lower back pain, flexibility increased like tenfold just from swimming for 10 days. Incredible. Takes so much pressure off the lower spine and the back and decompresses it, and swimming's so great. It really is. Johnny says, some people say if you're moving to the Philippines, it's better to move. Who says that? It's better to move next to. All right. Okay, I'll stop talking about training. Give me 1 second, people. No, you're not a creep. That's funny you feel that way, though. There's been plenty of other comments, right? You got Alex here. You have Quigley was here. Hey, Quigley. Tangerine, Kayla. Willie Young. Sorry I missed his comment. Leo DiCaprio. Honey Tita. Okay. Johnny says, don't move to the Philippines to live next to family because they create problems. What do you think? I don't really see it that way. I mean, I don't know. That's a lot of that's kind of I think that's the Western mindset, right? Everybody wants their space and independence, and I don't see it that way in that culture. I think if you're going to do the family thing, you should do the family thing and go all in. I mean, I don't see it that way. That's that group of guys that are like, well, never mind. But I don't really see it that way. It depends. I mean, it obviously it depends. I mean, each situation's different anyway. But yeah, each situation's different. I don't think inherently your girlfriend or wife's family is going to cause you problems. I don't. Those are the guys that say that are like paranoid about money and they don't want to. It's that kind of thing, but I don't know. Maybe it's not the most romantic or exciting thing, as opposed to being on some like honeymoon adventure where you're, making love on the beach every day type of thing instead of hanging out with the family. It's like that's different, I guess. But I don't think. I don't think that's a safe promotion to say, oh, you shouldn't be living near your girlfriend or wife's family. I'm not feeling that one. It just depends. I mean, I know like in our culture, it's not uncommon at all. It's like people don't want to be next to their in-laws and, they don't. That's very common. But, it's also the reason why you got people sitting in nursing homes and stuff alone. Everybody wants their independence. Johnny says most of the YouTubers say don't do it, meaning don't move next to your girlfriend or wife's family in that community because they'll, quote, cause you problems. And Johnny says, but some YouTubers, such as this person and that person, say it's cool and preferred. I mean, again, it's like, it would depend on the situation and depend on the people. But yeah, I don't think that's Johnny says, I would prefer to live next to my wife's family for security and safety. Well, I mean, that argument, I mean, you can go hide out in a condo in some high rise and have security and safety, right? Again, I think it's more about if you either are family oriented or you don't want to go that route, I guess, you know. But it depends on the family and the people and all that, right? You know. But in general, I don't find like Filipinos to be the intrusive types. Maybe some are in some dynamics, but you hear stories, in our culture about in-laws and stuff, or like, I don't know, men will complain about their mother-in-laws and they say, oh, they're too involved, and they just show up to the house unannounced and that kind of stuff. And yeah, I'm not sure about that. I never really saw their collective culture as being too intrusive, unwanted type of thing. It's usually embraced, it's usually everybody's okay with it, from what I've seen. But I could imagine the mindset of certain men new to the culture who are just looking for whatever, I don't know, romance in their own private space and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, maybe they don't want people around, who knows. But if you're talking safety and security, like I said, you can always lock yourself in a condo, and how dull is that going to get? I mean, imagine having no family around, no community, and you're just in some nice-ass condo on the 30th floor. And it's just you and your girlfriend, or whatever, your wife. I don't know. Seems kind of dull to me, too. All right, I got to move on. Let me switch the subject before I go. It's almost 9 a.m. Almost 9 a.m. All right, people, I'm gonna let you go. Thanks for watching today. I'll check back in soon. Bye bye. Thank you, guys. Gotta get some.